Hola, muchachos. Give me a second. Let me take my link and happy Monday. If you're in the U.S., happy Monday after Thanksgiving holiday. That's always Mark. Thank you for joining the show. Thanksgiving holiday is always a huge thing in the United States. I had a great Thanksgiving holiday. I hope y'all did too. Hang on just one second. For those of you who are new to the show, I'll introduce myself in a minute. Join my daily business scope. Getting Carol. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Prepared for 2016. And P.S. Lang, thank you for joining the show. Let's pop that in there. Will that work? Yep. And I am so glad to hear that. I had a great Thanksgiving because I didn't do anything. Well, I did one little thing. I'll tell you about it. But I I played video games, played with the dogs, uh, ate, etc., etc. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. Now, let me introduce myself real fast, and then I'll tell you what we're doing today. And thank you, Carol, for inviting your followers. By the way, guys, if you like the content, swipe and share. Also, if you don't follow me, follow me. Let me introduce myself. My name's Lee Cole. I am a full-time online entrepreneur since 2010. I used to be a high school mathematics teacher. I quit my job in 2010 and ever since have made my living with either internet marketing or with network marketing, and usually a combination of both. I'm the real deal. I put the roof over our heads, the cars in the driveway, the food on the table, et cetera, by doing these things. At the end of August, in other words, like toward the end of this past summer, I decided to start a series of periscopes, which is what this show is. This is my daily business scope, where I just talked about and sort of unpacked these alternative ways of making money. I call this an alternative relationship between your life, your time, and your income. Because I thought it was good for you guys to have a real person that you could see. I mean, look at me. My morning, those of you who come to my show, like Carol, you know already know my morning routine. But for the new people, my morning routine includes playing with my dog, and I generally walk in after playing with my dog. It's nine. I live in Atlanta. It's 9 o'clock in Atlanta, and I'm sitting here in my old sweatshirt, and I do a periscope. In other words, my point is, I'm not trying to sell you anything, not trying to impress you in any way. I'm the real deal. I am talking about these businesses so that you can get a real understanding of how this works. I am an evangelist for this new way of making money, this new relationship between your life, your time, and your income. Follow me here. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Lee Cole Online. My name, Lee Cole Online. And also check out my blog, internetmaverick.com. Internetmaverick.com. Just type that into your browser, you'll go there, or look at my profile here on Periscope. It's the first link. Just touch that. That will take you there. There's tons of cool stuff there. Now, uh, it's November the 30th. We're headed into the last month of the year, and around this time, I go into sort of assessing what happened this year, planning for next year kind of thing. I am not actually a huge planner, and I may get into that on some scopes sometime. That doesn't work with me in these kinds of businesses. But I do like directions. We did a scope on goals recently, and I was talking about the difference between having a goal with a fixed time and all this stuff, and having a theme or a direction. Themes or directions work very, very well for me. Goals don't work that well for me. Probably because my business is out at the cutting edge of a lot of cool stuff, and it's really hard to just nail it down and say, this is going to happen by that date. But anyway, I do like to sort of look back, not look back at, at the year and look back at trends in my business toward the end of the year and look forward to what I'm bringing into next year. But before I do that, and I always like to sort of check my own health in all of the different ways that we can have health. If you think of yourself like this, there are two metaphors that I like to use for this. One is you're like a battery, okay? Now, if your battery, if you, the battery, are not fully charged, then you're not going to be able to charge whatever it is in your life that needs charging. Make a business, change your business, grow your business, just continue to run your business, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, if you are worn out on any of the ways that we can be worn out on, and we're gonna unpack this all this week, by the way. But if you're worn out on any of those ways, well, it's going to be rough going. A lot of people, and the reason that this is so important for you guys is a lot of people enter into the idea of, I want to work for myself, I want to start an internet business, I want to get with a good company and start a network marketing business. A lot of people do this. It's not just because they're running towards something, it's also because they're running away from something. Okay? A lot of people do this because they don't just want more cash in the bank, they desperately need more money. I mean, I see the hearts. I think I must have hit a nerve. Thank you so much. Um, and what that means is, now I have done a ton of coaching with a lot of people, and I see this in myself. I see this with business partners. I see this with people that I coach and mentor. I see this with people that email me and hit me up on social media. A lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with this, but a lot of people, when they decide to make a change in life, it's not they woke up in the morning and sort of scratched their face and said, "Ooh, I think I would like to do XYZ. I think I would like to start, my life's great. I think I would like to start an internet marketing business," or "My life's great. I think I want to, get with that company that my friend's been bugging me about and build a big downline in that company." Uh, Most people, not all, but most people, like 99.9% of people, okay? Most people, Bill, how's it going, buddy? Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Most people, when they make a change, they're not only moving towards something, but they're usually moving away from something, right? They're usually moving away from something. I was telling a friend recently, I liken this to running through a field, okay? Um, with a bull in it. Okay? So let's say at the opposite end of the field, there's something that you want that you can run towards, something that's attracting you, but then there's the big old bull chasing you. And so a lot of people, when they get into these things, they have a big hairy bull type monster chasing them. Whether it's dissatisfaction with life, whether it's I'm sick of having too much month at the end of the check. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's I was made for more than this. Whatever it is, they got something. It could be a spouse. Doesn't matter. But you see more, and a lot of times you want more because you're sick of the way things have been. Okay. Um, well, if you're sick of the way things have been, that's going to mean if you got sick enough of the way things have been, that's going to presuppose that you are worn out at some facet of your life. Otherwise, you wouldn't want to change. You would probably just be one of Henry David Thoreau's, men who lead lives of quiet desperation for the rest of your life if you didn't get sick enough to change. But if you get sick enough to change, then that means that you are sick. That means that you are worn out. That means that you have a weak point or weak points. And a lot of times I think people don't, thank you for the hearts. Again, I think I had a nerve there. A lot of times I think that, people, they walk up to the cliff of change. They walk up to the line and they can't quite get across, and then they start blaming themselves, and the guilt comes in, and then the denial comes in. Well, I didn't really want to do that anyway. Heart it up if this sounds familiar, guys. Um, yeah, they're scared of change, but also I think this is Stern FB superfan. Also, I think that people, what I'm getting at is it's not just. I mean, when you say you're scared of change, that's almost a self-hate thing. That's like. Let's see if the door's open. Hang on. I'm about to say an adult word. So that's like saying I'm too much of a freaking, I don't need an adult word here, wimp, okay? I don't curse much. I'm too much of a freaking wimp to change. Okay, the self, oh, I'm scared of change. Well, I'm too much of a wimp. Okay, fill in an adult word for wimp. Okay, look, I'm an Eagle Scout. Honest to God, I was an Eagle Scout. So I don't curse much, but I'm too much of a wimp to change. I never really, yes, that's true, but that never really led anywhere for me, and it never really led anywhere for people that I coached. It was kind of like crushing self-hate, you know, set, picture self-hate as a dump truck full of dog poop that's been outside for 3 days in the middle of July in Atlanta, or worse, Houston, Texas, and somebody backs that up, dumps it over your head. That's what that feels like to me inside. And that's not going to get you anywhere except just mired down in more self-hate. I really, really honestly think, because I am obviously intensely interested in this stuff, both for myself and teaching other people. I really honestly think that a lot of times when people want to change, it's difficult for them, not because they're so weak, but really because they're just so worn out. I mean, they got beat up so much along the way to wanting to change that now they're too beat up to change. I mean, if you got the crap beat out of you as you were entering the boxing ring, and now you got to fight a fight, seriously, I'm already worn out. Okay, I think that's what, and then people get trapped in that limbo land, that limbo of I want to change, I can't change, I'm too tired to change, I hate myself. I mean, it's just a giant cesspool of negativity. It's what I want to help you get out of. You're like a battery. Your battery's worn way down, way, way, way down. Okay. Another way I like to look at this, remember the old, oh gosh, I can't remember the names of the shows, like Bonanza and all those Western shows. Okay, I'm in my 50s. I grew up in the 60s, in the 1960s. You had all those Western shows, and you'd have the covered wagons. You had a wagon wheel. Remember what a wagon wheel looked like? Big old wheel, and it's got wooden spokes, and those spokes, well, any wheel looks like this. Even a bicycle wheel looks like this, or really your car looks like this. But on the center, you've got the hub, and then you got the spokes radiating out of that, and you got the wheel. Well, another metaphor that I carry around in my head is if the hub's broken, the wheel's not going to work. Okay, now the spokes radiating out are things like your relationship to your business, you're having the courage to change a business, your relationship to your kids, your relationship to your spouse, your relationship to your friends, my parents are dead, but your relationship to your parents, et cetera, et cetera. All that stuff, your relationship to yourself, all those things you want to do, that's the manifestation of the motion. I mean, if you think about the motion comes through the axle and hits the hub, and the spokes basically carry that energy out to to the rim, and the rim turns, and that's what moves the wagon forward, right? Okay, well, if the hub's broke, you are the hub. Okay, you're the hub. You're the battery. You're the hub. If the hub's broke, then I'm sorry, you're not going to cross the plains and go wherever you want to go into like a better area for farming for your family. It's not going to happen. So we got to get the battery charged. We got to get the hub put back together. Okay, and that's what I want to help you do this week. All right, I'm going to do a whole week on this. Couple of things. I'm going to make my scopes a little shorter. I want them to sort of be a little more bite-sized. I tend to get really excited, as you noticed, in case you haven't been on one of my scopes before, and I can talk about this stuff forever. But my scopes are usually 30 minutes. Before Thanksgiving, my scopes were usually 30 minutes. I'm going to try to cut them down to about 15, 20 minutes, if I can, without cheating you of the content. So I'm going to wrap this up in a couple of minutes. But this week, I'm going to help you charge your battery. I'm going to help you fix the hub of the wheel. Guys, it is not your fault, okay? Just dig yourself out from that giant pile of 3-day-old dog poop that you dumped on your head. Go take a shower and get over it. It's not your fault, okay? If you're having trouble dealing with this stuff, changing, facing these monsters, it's not your fault. You got worn out somewhere along the line. That's what I'm telling you. So that's why number one, you've got to put the focus back on yourself, and you got to recharge you. If you're going into battle, you don't want to go into battle weak. You want to go into battle strong. And most people I talk to have gone into battle weak. I'm going to tell you, Tuesday through Friday, I'm going to tell you how to recharge yourself so that you go into battle strong, so that you can make these changes that you know that you want to make in your life, so that you can live that life that you know you were supposed to live. Now, real quick, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to cover 4 areas, and this is not something I got out of a book. This is just how I roll this around in my head, okay? Thank you so much, Carol. And you know, guys, this is how I do it. This may not be how you do it. This may not speak to you on all levels, and that's totally cool. I'm not here to sell you something. I'm just here to open up and tell you how I do stuff, and you take what you like and leave the rest, okay? For me, it starts with the spiritual. The spiritual is the center of the hub of my wheel, okay? It's the charger that my battery is plugged into, that's plugged into the wall, all right? So tomorrow, now look, let's just leave that for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm starting with where I personally start, which is building up and maintaining my spiritual relationships, okay, or relationship. So I'm going to unpack that for you tomorrow. And just in case you're wondering, I'm a Christian and a Buddhist all at the same time. All right, so I'm a little different, and I'm a little unique, and I don't particularly care what anybody else thinks. This works for me. I'm just going to tell you about it, okay? The idea is not to sell you on something. The idea is not to make you be like me, because I'm old enough to know finally that that's not possible or good. But the idea is to unlodge something in your head so that you can go out and find your own path and find your own centeredness. Okay, so we're going to start at the center tomorrow. We're going to start with my spiritual relationships and how they work. Wednesday is going to be emotional and mental fitness. So we're talking about fitness on all levels. Okay, I don't read Russian, but thank you. I guess that's Russian, but thank you so much for being here. It's in Cyrillic. Tuesday, spiritual fitness. Wednesday, emotional and mental fitness. Thursday, physical fitness. It is important. And this all works out into what we are going into Friday, which is relationship fitness. And guess what? You know, most of you come to my shows because it's a daily business scope. This is about business. What does all this stuff have to do with business? Well, guess what? Your business, any business that you're in, I don't care what it is, online, offline, network marketing, regular sales, you've got a jewelry store down the street, whatever it is, business and how business is run is a subset of your relationships. If you are a person sitting on a desert island all by yourself and you know you're going to be there for the rest of eternity until you die, you do not need a business. Last time I checked, I don't need to sell myself anything. I already own it. All right? This is key. Your business, how your business works, or how the business that you want to get into works, this is a subset of relationships. So if you don't get relationships right, the business isn't going to work right. If you're not physically fit, the relationships aren't going to be right. If you're not emotionally and mentally fit, the physical fitness doesn't happen. And for me, if you're not spiritually grounded, none of this stuff works. Okay, so we're going to unpack this whole week. Again, these are all on my blog, internetmaverick.com. It usually takes me about a day or two to get them up there. You can check them all out. All of my periscopes are up there, but these all this week will, of course, be up there as a group. Thank you so much. Follow me. Thank you so much for the hearts. I'm over 10,000 hearts now. Next goal is 12,500. And love you. And I think we're going to have a great week this week. And my goal is to give you what you need so you get charged up so that you can walk into 2016 with strength and confidence, knowing that you actually can change those things that you want to change and make your life better. Thanks so much. Y'all have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.